All right, guys. Hey, what's up, guys? Bryce coming back at you. As you guys remember, or maybe not, depending on if you guys caught the last video, I'm going to try to do like a weekly video series for Vito's League, you know, the Salt Lake City's Lucky Seven. So, yeah, we're here. We're going to go over some fun things, hopefully fun for some of you. We'll see how it goes at the end of it, what your opinions are, what your thoughts are. But to kind of preface, my last video, for those of you that did catch it, was kind of the history of the league. So going through maybe people's draft tendencies and maybe kind of our statistical past as well. You know, kind of how we finished or placed in the league, or didn't finish or didn't place in the league, obviously. But the one thing I think that was funny that got brought out of that is maybe, you know, with the exception of Jason and Casey, who typically fare fairly well in the league and they finish pretty high, as the original five of us, Pabe, myself, Vito, Tyler, and Josh, we had some hard lessons learning that our average finish is 7th or 8th place or 6th place, you know, in there. And, you know, like I said, that's kind of a testament to the league, for one, kind of how well balanced it is. And one year you could be, you know, 6 and 7 and make the playoffs and go really deep like Jason. Or you could go 7 and 6 and get out first round and you're done. So it's a little tricky, but it's awesome. I hope you guys have time if you guys want to. It's 30-ish minutes, so you can go check it out. Catch it if you didn't. I think everybody watched it, but we'll go through it. What we're doing today, though, now that we've seen all those draft numbers and what people tend to do or might tend to do, and maybe how it's changed their opinion on maybe where they take certain players, you know, quarterbacks early, as Pabe tends to do. Or not, depending on, you know, how much they mentally got into their heads during the draft, you know. So we'll see exactly how that goes. But also with that, I found a cool tool, because my favorite part of ESPN, or one of my favorite parts from before, was ESPN's power ranking or post-draft power ranking, where they would kind of go through and they would detail it out and kind of say, okay, now that the draft is finished, here's the people we think are projected to be the highest, or maybe projected to be tops, or power ranked this way or that way or whatever, etc. But what I found, because ESPN no longer does that, is this cool website. It's called Fantasy Pros. If you haven't checked it out, I would recommend checking it out, because it's a cool website. And what they kind of do is they take a bunch of experts, literally any expert who wants to submit their rankings. And I say expert semi-loosely in a sense, but really how they accept it is you have to have your own website and you have to give them rankings on a weekly update at the bare minimum. So a lot of these guys, you know, they might be like me, where I have this vlog, this video thing going on, and maybe they just went and paid $20 to get their website up for the year, and they post their rankings there on a weekly basis, and they give them to Fantasy Pros. But what Fantasy Pros does then is they kind of keep track of the experts and where they rank and where they balance and how good they are. And then also they do this awesome post-draft review based on all of these expert rankings. So as I'll pull up my screen here in just a second, you'll kind of see what they think of our draft, which I think is fun. It's not my opinion. Obviously, this is going to seem biased because I really like my team, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes, what falls where, what happens where. And we'll get an idea of who these, again, experts, they're experts that submit this, and where they think our teams land. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that up right now. So you'll see here, Vito's League, you'll see kind of everybody's names and all of that goodness. And we'll see if we can get this pop up out of here. But the overall, on the far left, starting there, you'll see my team falls number 1. Big whoop, you know, as the overall score. Obviously, we'll get more. You'll see more details of kind of how they break that down here. And then after that, we see Team Lee. We have Alex team for Netflix and Chill, Sealer Senior, Hide and Zeke, Team Disengage, Vito, Sealer, Casey, Pabe, new team name, Zeke Squad, and It's the Skull. So that's how they personally have it ranked based on our draft and what happened and what they felt like happened decently. From there, how they get that score is they kind of put the starters together and then they put the bench together, and you kind of can see there. So even though they ranked me, they gave me the number 1 overall, it's not really that way, because really my starters, I'm the 4th overall based on their projections. So Alex got that locked down, it shows. And then Team Lee, and then Hide and Zeke, and so forth and so on. And then from there, it also shows the bench potential here. So you can see it goes disengaged in mine. And if you look at the math, you can see 666 plus 166 equals 832. That's just how it rolls out there. And fortunately for my team, they gave me the number 1. So y'all are chasing top dog right now. Just kidding. Not really, obviously. Really, in my opinion, what matters for the start of the season, because everybody's healthy right now, are these numbers. In my opinion, the starters, technically. So coming out the gates in the season, these are who they think should have the better teams, or who should perform better at the beginning of the season. Then obviously the depth is what comes into place. Your bench, as maybe buys come in, or injuries, or this or that. So that's how I like to look at these. That's why I say, even though mine's the number 1 overall, I don't really care about that. I look at the starter number. So I see 4th here, which is is great. But congrats to Alec. I think he drafted like his best. His starters are the best. And then you can see everything trickles down from there. It's a lot of fun. It's cool. It's awesome how they take this information, they put it together for our draft. I literally just imported it. So I didn't have to manually do anything. I just put, here's our league URL. Boom, it spits it out and gives us this awesome information. These numbers have obviously changed already, unfortunately. I'm not sure who drafted Jerick McKinnon. That's a tough break, man. That's just the way of the road. It's just how it happens. So it's very rough. It sucks. And whoever drafted him, I wish your team the best. I did see Team Lee jumped in real quick and got Matt Breida. So his starter could technically be higher than that, or his bench could now be higher than that, and he could finish higher. He might, if they're looking at the numbers now, his team got better. But in my opinion, I think the disengaged got the best pickup personally. I think, in my opinion, Alfred Morris is going to be that 1-2 down guy, and then they'll kind of rotate and mix in Matt Breida. But who knows? We'll see. We'll see how the season goes on. But obviously, this is the post draft. That's all it is. So I'll go here really quick to the draft analysis page. This is probably, again, one of my more favorite ones. Right now, it's set up to highlight steals based on their expert rankings. So you'll see here 2+ rounds. So their projections, if you got them later, who they project to be higher based on that. So you can see here, Patrick Mahomes went in the 12th round, 12th pick. And that, as you can see, they have him ranked as number 107, and he was drafted at 144. And you can see a lot of, because our league, I think maybe people listened. I'm not going to say it was me, but maybe people didn't draft quarterbacks as early as they normally do, is all I'm saying. Because you can see a lot of these highlighted ones, Derek Carr here, Marcus Mariota, Phillip Rivers, Ryan, Manning, Dak, Ben, literally everybody's steals. We're all quarterbacks because we all waited, and I think everybody got really good value on quarterbacks. Obviously, the exceptions are if you grabbed a Rodgers or Brady or something like that, which isn't negative. It's you got them at their value. It's not technically a steal in this sense of it. So that's kind of, and a lot of these guys might be backups as well. Some of these quarterbacks. So that one's a cool one. It's good. The value picks, you can see this now are 1 round better. So these are people that you got. See Cam, Jameson, Amari, these are guys that should have gone a round earlier than they did. So there we go. We see some steals here. We see some people who got some good picks, who got some value on it. You can see I didn't get any values. I was just drafting hardcore at who I wanted. I did get a couple steals, but yeah, no values. It was either they were on point or they were not on point. The other one that's odd, unique to see is based on these guys' opinions and the experts out there. Who was maybe a reach? Did you get him too early? Did you take him too early? Duke Johnson, Adrian Peterson, Dante Moncrief. We've got a few guys in here. It's cute. It's cute. I'll let you guys take with that what you will. My asshole arrogance is coming out, but I like that. I like that I don't have any reaches. I just took the draft as it came to me. I just took it, and it was flowing. It was flowing nicely towards me, which is good. Actually, we can find out here who got Jerick McKinnon, right? Maybe. I can't see him right now. There he is. Oh, Zeke squad, bro. Rough break there. Zeke squad. Luckily, got him in the third round though. I feel like that had to have been like a value pick, right? Really? Okay. Because I've seen Jerick McKinnon before this one. I saw him going like in like the early second round for sure. So I feel like that's a good value, but unfortunately it's yeah, it's there. And then you have the slight reaches, which again gives you just a little break of maybe who you reach for around sooner than you should have. Go check with mom. All right, so that's the analysis they gave. Again, here's the team analysis. This one's giving me my team analysis, and you can kind of see this is who they thought. So again, this is all opinion based. That's all fantasy football is at the draft. Is who do you think is going to do the best? Who are you projecting to do the best? So you can see here, based on my team, they think my strongest position was flex, my weakest is tight end, and you can see how they give me the ranks based off of our 12 teams in the league. So these are who they think on their rankings are the top quarterbacks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, top running back 1, top running back 2, top wide receiver 1, and all of that. Yelling at the little. Okay. This is the roughness of this. We're going on the fly. But yeah, so this is cool. I unfortunately can't change the team to highlight other people's teams, but I'm going to leave it here for just a second. I'm going to actually move this up a little bit as well so you guys can kind of see. I think right there gives you the best view. So you can kind of see quarterback, RB1, RB2, wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, tight end, flex, kicker, defense. So, and this is our league. Like it's literally, they pull it from our league. So that way they know who's kind of in here at the flex and stuff. So you can see, if you see your players here, where they think of them. And this will give you a gauge on why maybe if you have a super low score, it's because maybe they think that Jordy Nelson is not a great flex for some reason, or Julian Edelman because he's suspended. Of course, they're going to give him a bad thing. And maybe he might not be your actual flex. Like maybe you drafted him because that was where he got his value, but maybe you took, Robbie Anderson the next round or somebody else the next round, and he's going to be your starter. So again, these guys, it is very situational based, but it's cool. You can see the final draft board, obviously as well. This was live on ESPN, and then the team rosters again. That's also there. So it was pretty cool. I like this. It was neat. It was cool to see the numbers, obviously, because they favored me. Fortunately, I'm happy. I'm gonna take all the gloat I can get on that. But it was cool. It was nice. It was good. So take as you want to, as you will. Again, it might not mean a damn thing to you, but it just gives more. It gives more incentives. More, it shows. I think this is the best draft we've had as far as like a whole for everybody. I think everybody did exceptionally well. Obviously, they didn't dig Zeke and It's the Skull for whatever reason. Like they're substantially lower than everybody else, and I don't understand that. Like looking at the board, like Kamara, Devontae, Jerick McKinnon, and Allen Robinson. Like you got Andrew Luck, I think is a value still. Same thing with It's the Skull. Like Leonard Fournette, Christian McCaffrey, Ertz. And that's coming on the way back. So like Ertz went third overall. That's where he should have gone. Chris Hogan, Marquise, Carson Wentz. I think they're giving Carson Wentz a bad grade. So I think maybe that's where it's coming in. Getting Jimmy G, but obviously you need him because Wentz is there. So like I don't fully understand why they're giving such insensitive reviews for those two teams, because really I like those two teams in my personal opinion. But it's just funny to see how they, take it with a grain of salt. Little Salt Bay on that one, okay? But what we're going to jump into now, we're going to come into the league and we're going to give you guys your first week projections. What I feel like. This is going to be very opinionated. This is not like that last one where I'm just giving you information, letting you guys see what happens, letting you guys see what goes on. This is going to be very opinionated. So hate me if you want to. Talk smack in the league messages. Get at me. Because this is going to be very opinionated. And what I hate is this right here. Starting off week 1, going up against Casey. I think like historically, like if I need to go back, maybe I'll do that in my next video, is kind of show, like go back to the previous years and see how we've competed against each other. Obviously that's a little skewed because each year we have a different team, but I know historically myself playing Casey, I don't do super well. And my team, in my opinion, is not built for the beginning of the season. It's built for the end of it. with taking Mark Ingram and taking, maybe Sony Michel if he takes the job from Burkhead. Jamal Williams, obviously, I'm assuming he's going to start the job. So, like, I think my team is built to, like, slowly increment, get better. And looking at Casey's team, like, his team is hot and ready right now. Like, Andy Dalton is who he's starting right now, but he's got Gordon, Drake, DeAndre. So right now it's showing me projected to win at 101 to 96. I appreciate that. I enjoy that. And we can see, like, personally here, like, I think Kirk Cousins has Andy Dalton. I think Gordon, though, has Cook. I think Devonta Freeman has Drake. I think DeAndre has Doug. I think Fitz has Cooks. That's a wash right there, in my opinion. Trey Burton versus Jack Doyle. Burkhead versus Cobb. Who knows? Like, I don't even know if Burkhead's officially going to play. Okay, so they're both participating in the positional drill. So that one I would maybe give Burkhead. Crabtree over Jamal Williams. Our defense, like, I don't know. It could be a sting. Like, it could be like a 110 to 50. Really. So I'm excited. I think that one will be a good week. I will give myself that one, Casey. Obviously, I think I'm going to go undefeated. So I'm never going to pick against my team unless, like, for some reason, all of my players tear their ACLs in week 1. And obviously that's what's going to happen. So, and I don't know, everybody has their lineup set right now. So I might have to take that into account as well. But we're just kind of going off of face value here. So Sealer Senior 101. It's the Skull 93. So the ESPN's projecting Sealer Senior here. And I mean, looking at it, it really comes down to here, I think. Like, Fournette and Gurley, McCaffrey and Lynch, Chris Hogan should be a stud while Julian P.E. Dealman is out. Marquise Goodwin and Tyreek Hill, I think I'd give that benefit to Tyreek for sure. But yeah, just looking at this one, it really comes down to if Peyton Barber and Adrian Peterson do anything at all. Like, anything. AP, I think, is going to be the starter. I really like him. I gunned for him a lot in all of my drafts. So I really, really like AP, and I think he's going to do well. But if it comes out and Chris Thompson's carrying the ball 10 times, catching 10 passes, like, AP might be of no use. Like, this could be the same as the Saints. Like, AP comes in and is trying to do the best, and Chris Thompson ends up being the Camara this year. So we'll see that. Same thing here, though. James White, with if Sony Michel isn't there, but it sounds like he might be in. James White might not get a whole bunch going on, but this is going to be a shootout. Like, Houston, New England, like, there could be 80 points put up between both teams. So, unfortunately, Skull, I think I have to give this one to Sealer. Just following the projection, but also just looking at it. If you had Wentz in there instead of Garoppolo, I'd probably flip-flop that, though. I think Wentz versus us, week 1, wanting to get that redemption for the playoffs last year, would give him a big boost, but it sounds like Foles is going to get the start, so to each their own, unfortunately. We have Tyler and Jason disengaged and hide and Zeke. So, excuse me. I don't think he's officially set his lineup. I don't know if this is his official lineup because I see Morris here. And I think he's projected to get, it just shows his season projections right here. I think he's projected to get, like, the start, in my opinion. I know Minnesota's is a tough defense, but I would probably sneak him up here, in this spot. As you can see, he's projected to win already. Tyler is. But honestly, I mean, I hate Jason's team, dude. Like, Rodgers, Zeke, Hyde, Evans, Demaryius Thomas, Jimmy Graham. Like, in my personal opinion, like a super, super stacked starting. And then he has Ty Montgomery, Kenny Stills, which are good flex options. Obviously, he's got a few people down here that look like they're questionable for week 1. But I mean, if you look at this, like, Aaron Rodgers could throw a 25, Zeke could throw 25, Mike Evans can get 15 to 20, Demaryius Thomas can get 15 to 20. So, I mean, you're looking at 80 points on 4 people. So you just have to hope that these guys get a handful of points, honestly. And I think it's game over. So even though he's projected lower, I think this is a running away for the week 1, unfortunately, Jason seems just really stacked right now. Like, unless some injury happens, or obviously they come out and they're not as good as I feel like and project. But Jason's team looks gross. Like, it's a lot of very good, high potential players. So we got Fournette, Flicks, and Chill, and new team name Pabe and Alec week 1. That's insane. I don't know what to think here, guys. What do you 99, 96? Cam and Deshaun, same. DJ Bell, same. Jordan Howard McCoy, same. Thielen Cooper, same. Robbie Anderson, Golden Tate. And they're even in the same game. Like, that might be the deciding factor right there, boys. Whoever scores more here really could take the team one way or the other. Because both of these defense suck. And Robbie Anderson and Golden Tate could go off and have a touchdown and 100 yards and get you 20 points. Or 15 to 20 points, whatever. Ingram and Kelsey, obviously, I think I give that one to Kelsey. Juju Benjamin. Who knows right now? And then we have Marlon Mack and Duke Johnson. I think those guys are sixes. They're the same kind of guy. Like, I understand Marlon Mack's the starter. But it looks like he wasn't practice. He didn't practice Monday, so I don't know if that changes anything, but it's there. DST kickers, I'm never going to talk about those. Just so you guys know, I don't care. There's no way to project them. Obviously, you can think they have a good matchup, but then all of a sudden a pick six changes it. So looking at the starters, though, I think it's going to come down to Golden Tate and Robbie Anderson. But in this one, I probably, in my opinion, give the edge to Kelsey, who I think gives the points. Like, literally everything else is even. Like, same type of quarterback, same type of running back, receivers, in my opinion, except for this is the game. But Kelsey, I think, has a better game against the Chargers versus Ingram and Jacksonville's dominant-ass defense. So my opinion here would go Pave. I'd go Pave, even though the projections say Alec right now. That would be my guess. Vito and Derek. I'm sorry, Vito. You were running into my personal favorite team. Unfortunately, week one. I think Derek's team's pretty stacked, like top to bottom. It's very good. With the Breda pickup, I think that's good. I think you should have got Morris, though. I'm putting it out there. If you would have got Alfred Morris, this team looks insanely good. And like, obviously it's still really good, but it's got depth. It's the starting lineups are really good. I really like Phillip Rivers. I like Mixon and Collins, especially for being like that opposite pick, because you went Brown and Keenan Allen. So your receivers are stacked. Delaney Walker's a great value. Marvin Jones, I think he's good. Tevin Coleman, I love as well. Obviously, he's on my team, but I'm curious to see how that split balances out this year. Obviously, I like Vito's team a lot. Like, Russell Wilson's one of my favorite quarterbacks this year. Saquon and Royce could be good. Michael Thomas and T.Y. is great. Kyle Rudolph's another great value guy. Having Jarvis in your flex is disgusting. I think, because he's most people's like wide receiver 2, if not maybe they're 1 on some crazy league. So the fact to have him in the flex is really good. We'll see what Amendola does here. I'm not sold on it yet. I don't know what he's projected, but like, looking at your bench, I'd probably rather have Jordy in there against the Rams. Because I think Tennessee's defense is good, but I don't know what they have projected. They might have Danny Amendola projected higher, but just looking at this, I would like to see Jordy in there, and that'd give you maybe more upside, but I think it's Derek far and away this week. Unfortunately, Vito, I'm sorry, bud. I'm sorry. It happens. You get against, I'm going to have to play Derek sometime too. And I'm going to have to wrestle with whether I think he's going to whoop my ass again, So there's that. Last one here. Zeke squad, Brandon Luna and Josh Sealer, Brady the Goat. Hey, Brandon Luna, I heard it through the grapevine that you were a intramural basketball stud. Okay. I heard you were a freak when it came to gym basketball and you played exceptionally well. That's awesome. That's super cool. I think I got you confused though, because I thought you were, I don't know, maybe you did play football with me. I thought we played football a little bit, but it sounds like you're just like a basketball stud. For whatever reason, you're freakishly good. So I like to see that, I like to hear that. I'm glad I heard your name in passing. That was really cool. Because I don't, like I said, I don't remember if I can key that down. This one's a little lopsided right now. You can see here 102 to 96. This is one of the bigger spreads here. But again, I really like this team, and I think they're being undervalued for some reason. And I think it's the unknown right now that's undervaluing them. Because I like Deion Lewis, in my opinion, over Derrick Henry there. So I think he's going to be projected lower. I think Allen Robinson's going to be projected lower because he's a Chicago wide receiver. I think Pierre Garçon, it might be a little lower. What is this here? Boston Scott? They cut Jonathan Williams, but didn't they just barely pick up your boy Gillislee? So I think it's got to be Gillislee here. So that double check that just to be sure, Brandon. Just to put it out there. I'd maybe roll Tariq this week because that rhymed, brother. But yeah, anyways, I like this, but the stackness goes in a heavy favor of Sealer right now with Gronk and Brady, especially with Edelman out, P.E. Dealman out. That's going to be a big stack for the next couple weeks until he gets back. Stefan Diggs and Emmanuel Sanders, I think, are great values. Jay Ajayi, like, I don't know what the hell's happening here, dude. I really like him, but I don't know what's going to happen now that they got rid of LeGarrette Blount. Funches as your flex is great. Aguilar as your other flex is good. So I think Sealer gets this one far and away this week. Just because I think Brady and Gronk could have like 60 points between the two of them. And it's really hard when you have freakishly high weeks like that, especially if you have other studs that are holding down your roster right now. The one saving grace here, Brandon, I will give you, are these two guys. So I don't like Cincy's defense at all this year. I think Andrew Luck is finally healthy and he might be able to compete with Tom Brady. I also think Kamara against the ass defense that is Tampa Bay, he could literally have like this first 4 weeks until Ingram gets back, he could seriously have 30 or 40 points a week. And I would just shrug. I'd be like, yeah, it's Kamara, man. He's running it solo. He did it in tandem last year. So I think especially against a terrible defense, I think Tampa Bay is like bottom 5-10 defense, not good at all. So you won't have, like I said, if he can go off, if you can get Kamara and look to have a good little week, I think you can kind of get 10 points a player out of some of your other guys. So we'll see how that goes. Again, those are my projections. So I picked him through. I picked myself. I picked Senior. Did I pick Zeke here? I think I picked Hayden Zeke. I then picked Pabe in this one. I picked Derek, and then I'm gonna pick Brady the GOAT. So those are my picks. I'd also like to do that. I think it'd be entertaining. So when I post this video, if you guys made it all the way through it to here, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching my ugly mug again. Get up here and just, boast about my team. But if you guys are interested, I would like to see your picks as well. So I'll go ahead and I'll post the video. If you guys want to come in here, there's not any money incentive on it at all, obviously. But I think it'd be fun to kind of have everybody's opinions. I want opinions because when you get opinions, that's how you get some kind of some flowing of the league going. And I'm excited because we're going to start our group text. I think Vito's sending that out. I think he'll send it out Wednesday because I don't think he wants it to get too blown up. So everybody please join the group text. If you mute it, that's fine. Mute it because there's going to be a lot going on. But I would like everybody to participate, be in it. That'd be awesome. Seriously, it'd be so cool. So those are my guesses. We'll jump over here. We're going to finish it up. But yeah, everybody, if you want to put your rankings below this video in the league, I'll go ahead and I'll get this video posted up here pretty quick. But I appreciate you guys all hanging out. I wish you guys all the best of luck. I hope everybody has a great year. And I get to talk all the shit I want right now because I'm 0-0. It's like the rest of you. I might end up 0-1 and we might have a rough start. But right now we're all the same. So I can say, talk all the smack I want to. But I appreciate you guys hanging out. Again, this will be kind of a weekly thing. They will be shorter. This one obviously had the big draft review and then the projections. Going forward, I'm going to kind of do like a review of what I guessed here. So I'm going to mentally write down and keep track of all of the guesses I just put in and what I think is going to happen on the teams. So you'll get a review of that next time, as well as then another projection. So I think this one's a little bit longer than my last video, but I appreciate you guys hanging out. Going forward, they'll be shorter. Again, everybody, I wish you the best of luck. If you haven't paid Vito yet, pay Vito. I don't know. I don't know who that is. If you guys haven't, but again, see you guys in the group text. I'm excited about it. Check out the video. Get prepared for more of these. Have an excellent first week, and I wish you all the best of luck. Take it easy.